Well, hello there, friends. I thought it would be fun today to make a video for you, overviewing all that we've got accomplished in year 1 of our kitchen garden. It took us a number of years of saving before we finally got to the building part, but this past year has been so rewarding and enjoyable that I thought that I would share it with you. Designing gardens is one of those things that I just love to do. In the wintertime when the snow flies and there's not much else to do, I like to design gardens, all sorts of them. I have designed and redesigned this specific space at least a dozen times. And as time continues to go on, I'll probably keep making changes until this project is complete. So to give you a bit of history, we moved onto our property about 10 years ago. Moving from a 110-foot backyard to over 40 acres was a bit of an adjustment for us. And after 10 years of rototilling our hard clay soil, I started looking into more manageable ways to grow things. Since that time, I've tried the Back to Eden method, square foot gardening, the no-dig method, and raised bed permaculture. We currently use a combination of both the no-dig and raised bed permaculture and are very happy with both. So let's get started, shall we? So prior to September of 2022, we had our site picked out, the land was leveled, and a bunch of the gravel covering the ground of our future gardening was there. But it wasn't until the fence posts started going in that fall that it finally felt like my dream of having a kitchen garden was beginning. Once the posts were set in the ground, the garden sat forlorn through our Canadian winter, but I most certainly did not. You see, in order to save us money, I thought it would be a good idea if I made all the pickets for our fence by hand. My husband just laughed and said, "All the best. Let me know if you need me." I know now why he laughed. I think I slightly underestimated the amount of hours that it would take to cut and to stencil every picket out by hand. It was a good way to pass the winter, though. Spring of 2023 arrived, and the pickets were done and finally ready to be installed. Next came the raised beds. This year we decided that we're just going to start by building 8 raised beds. We measured them 4 feet by 8 feet, and all the beds are made out of cedar. We filled each with compost and mulch and got straight to planting. We grew both vegetables and cut flowers. If cut flowers interest you, I'd encourage you to check out our other videos. Once the pickets were installed and the 8 beds planted, we moved on to fence painting. This took a lot longer than expected as well, but the kids were a great help. After that, Brad finished the arbor on long weekends, and I planted a climbing rose along the entrance of the garden, growing up the arbor. It's a new dawn climbing rose from Weeks Roses. Our current garden measures 44 feet by 56 feet, and you can find out more details about our garden over on our Instagram page. I'll post a link in the description box below. All in all, the first year of the garden went well, and we are so looking forward to continuing to add more beds, grow more cut flowers, expand the no-dig section to the right of the kitchen garden, and establish some perennial plantings along the entrance of the garden. So if any of these things interest you, I'd encourage you to subscribe and follow along as we enter into year 2 of our kitchen garden. Until next time, friends.